Good evening, everybody. We're here to talk about the Zozo, which, if some of you don't know, is starting tomorrow at 7:45. That's when the lock will be. It is over in Asia, so there's a huge time difference, way far ahead. So you could wake up Thursday morning and be dead already. I know Drew gave me that one to use. So make sure you set your lineups before tomorrow, 7:45 lock. Watch a little primetime golf. Probably the coverage is probably going to be terrible, but you can follow some primetime golf here with my guy Snyder. He does the playbook, he does the showdowns, all the playbooks, all the cores, stuff like that. Snyder, how you doing? You excited for the Zozo?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well here. Coming off a solid event last week. I had Tom Kim in almost all of my stuff. I was heavy overweight on him, so that was good to see him get the W. And the Soldiers, they showed out once again. We had 3-3 again for the third straight week. So 9 for 9 with Soldiers getting through the cut to begin the fall swing here. So that's always fun. Excited to jump into this with you. We got a couple studs up top. We got an interesting board here, I think.
So for the first time, now I know it's a weird field, weird starting time, smaller field, but for the first time in like 2-3 tournaments, we do have some of the top golfers in the world. Colin Morikawa, Xander Schauffele. Then you got the Sung Jae, and then Ricky Tier, Hideki, all that. But your boy Morikawa is here. What are you doing up top? Are you going with him? What are the 10K guys? So we got 4 of them. How are you viewing them this week?
Yeah, I think not quite sure what I probably won't play Morikawa at 10-8 here this week. He did all right there down the stretch in a couple events, but I think I'm going to go elsewhere. He hasn't really played the best here in the last few times he's played over here, so I think he may treat this kind of more as like a vacation than an unusual event. It kind of looks like. I think I'd rather play Xander up top. He's playing much better golf down the stretch. He's got way better course history here as well. So I think I would lean to Xander up top. And then, I mean, Sungjae was playing some great golf down the stretch. He finished third here back in 2020 as well. So I think Sungjae would be a guy I may even play over Morikawa. And then Fowler here. I mean, this is kind of where Fowler kind of started to start playing some good golf here. He finished second here last year. So Fowler played all right down the stretch. He had that win like a few weeks back, 6 or 7 weeks ago. He played all right in the Ryder Cup, not great or nothing, but I think that price is actually too high for Fowler. I probably won't get there. I like the guys underneath him quite a bit better, so I might even be just full fading this top tier range. As I think with the smaller field, I'm going to be looking to maybe more of an even type build, but Xander would be my preferred option up here if I came.
Yeah, I kind of like that because the value it's very, very bad. Where almost you really want to stay in like the high 7Ks. So it does make it tough to kind of jam these guys in. I will probably be just like you. I'll be preferring Xander. I mean, like the ownership, once again, like when you're up top, everything's kind of spread out. But we got Ricky coming in at like 14 or 15%. So besides Ricky, I mean, all these guys are going to be 25-ish, maybe Xander up to 30. Probably just going to go Xander if I do play the top. I kind of like your strategy of kind of going more balanced build, but let's get into the next range. I know I love me some Hideki because I love the places where you don't got to worry about Hideki withdrawing. I think he takes pride in this. I think he actually had that serious injury to withdraw from here. So I know I like Hideki the most in this range. I also like a little bit of Keegan with the Ryder Cup snub. Also has played well here. I think he's got he won it here last year, got 7th, didn't play it, and then a 13th. So, I mean, you put all that together, the ownership is going to probably be high, but it's not looking high yet. But I think it probably will get steamed up. But I love me some Keegan, love me some Hideki in this range, and some Minwoo. You're right. This is definitely the nut build, I believe. Talk to me about it. What do you like here? I like a lot.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good options here in this 9K range. Plenty of win equity here, as we've got a winner here in this range as well. Keegan is coming off that snub, like you said. He played some good golf down the stretch too. Maybe he was deserving to be on that team. Maybe they would have won if he was on the team instead of a couple of those guys that kind of drug him down. But right here for me, Cam Davis is playing some elite golf right now, but he's got a big boy price tag now. He's not really a value anymore. He'll be an option of mine for sure. If I MME or something, I'll definitely have a good share of him. I do like Keegan quite a bit. I probably won't get to Adam Scott there. I really like Minwoo Lee here as well. I mean, that dude's playing. He just come off of a win. He was over in Macau playing in an event last week. Won that. Had some big finishes on some big time events this year. In the majors, he was right there. This is another kind of a big boy field, I think, for him. With a couple of those guys there, I think he's going to want to kind of come and show out. So I think Minwoo Lee is going to be my favorite option here in this 9K range. Yes, the Heath there too. He finished top 5 here last year. Played better golf down the stretch. I mean, he wasn't that good during the middle of the season, but there towards the end, he had a couple good finishes. So I think Sahith's fine. My favorite target in this range is probably Minwoo Lee, though. I think he sets up really well for here. He's gaining. I think he's number 1 in strokes gained total over the last 36 rounds. So definitely like some Minwoo. Keegan and Davis will definitely be in the player pool though as well.
Yeah, I mean, place to talk. Well, to give you a little course background, it's a bomber's paradise here. Can kind of get a little wild off the tee. So obviously Minwoo Lee fits that category very, very well. I'm gonna probably have him in my core. Another guy, Sahith Theegala. I mean, when you tell me you can go out and just spray it and just make it a second shot course, give me some Theegala. Give me some of his chip in on round 1 that always happens for a birdie or an eagle. He always seems like he just chips in, gets one lucky one. Yeah, I just, the more you look at it, it just feels like I'd much rather be overweight on this entire range and just kind of fade the top and just fade that like 20 to 30% ownership on the guys up there. But you can't play a lot of them because, like I said, you don't want to get too low as far as value goes. So let's go to this next range. I'll let you start us out with someone who's been extremely hot. Will he ever cool off? I'm not going to find out. I'm just going to keep playing until the wheels fall off. Sorry, talking about Eric Cole and the rest of these guys.
Yeah, I think Eric Cole's going to be the highest owned guy in this 8K range. We didn't really talk about Sahith much, but he projects to be what I'm seeing early on as the highest owned guy in that a 9K range with Hideki kind of over 20% as well, it looks like. But in this 8K range, we got Eric Cole, who's going to be probably 20 to 25%, maybe even higher than that owned by the time Linus Locke. I think he's fine for sure. I mean, he's playing some elite golf down the stretch. He's another guy that's kind of battling for that top 50, I think, to get inside those elevated events and such. As the fall swing winds down here, they're all searching for those points and such. I think Eric Cole's a fine option there. Probably won't play Thomas Dietrich. Nikolai Hogard, I didn't play last week, but I think this might be the time you jump back on him there. He had a couple good events overseas. I mean, he's more of a Euro type guy, so I think this could maybe round more into his type of game. So I'll have some Hogard there. I don't see too much ownership on him. I bet he'll probably be 8 to 12% owned, which is fine. Easy to get overweight on him, so I'll have him in the pool. Grillo, not going to go there. He's not playing the best golf right now. He's kind of he was playing good there for a while, but it's kind of regressed towards a mean there for Grillo, so I'll be off him. Hostler can bomb it off the tee. He finished 16th here last year, so Hostler at 8,500 will be an option that I get on there. Norman, I don't know if I get to Norman here this week. I played him last week. He let me down. I think this is the spot that isn't the best spot for him, maybe. I don't think he's been as good with the wedges, so I think I may get off of Norman this week. I don't see much ownership on him, though. He'll probably be definitely under 10%, so maybe ownership play will get me there if I MME on, add him to the pool there for a little bit. Adam Svensson was the guy I played last week. It was a solid finish there. Just another top 20 for him. He's got 4 of his last 5 been inside the top 20 there. He played here last year, didn't really do the best, but he's got the course figured out maybe by now. Maybe he plays better this week. Svensson's going to be kind of lower-ish owned. Definitely will have him in the player pool. Alex Noren played great. He played better than I thought he was going to last week. I was a little sluggish on him. I think I had him like 10% or something, so I didn't have much of him. Finished third, but yeah, he played really well, and he's gotten a couple top 20s here, 17th and 18th. He didn't play here last year, but the 2 years before that, he was 17th and 18th. So that's something to look at there. Aaron Rye, I'm not going to play 2 gloves there. Adam Shank was a guy that really let me down last week, but I think I'm going to go right back to him this week. Hopefully that got some people off him. He'll probably be 10 to 15% owned this week. I'm going to go right back to Shank. I love the price tag there, 8K. He was playing some great golf down the stretch of the season. Kind of had one bad round last week, which kind of ruined his event there. But I think he can come here. He can score well. I love the approach game from him. And he's played this event 3 times, so I'm going to be overweight on Adam Shank this week for sure. With the flop lag there for Adam Shank. So top options in this 8K range is probably going to be. I think I might even just roll with Shank as my top guy there. I mean, Eric Cole definitely will at least match the field with him there, and then probably Bo Hostler would be another one that I really like here.
Yeah, so up top is, I mean, I'm usually the one to say there's a lot of pivots off Cole. It's going to be chalk. Like you can go Dietrich, Hogard, stuff like that. But I'm really the upper 8Ks. I'm just eating the chalk on Cole. And then I'm really going down. Bo is interesting because he needs to do well to get in that top 50 for the elevated events. I think he's right on the line there. So extra motivation. I mean, it's a weird tournament. So any kind of extra motivation is kind of important here. So something to mention on him. Grillo, I'm with you. I'm not sure if I get to him, but he did finish 4th last year. So if you're playing that. And then Norman, if you want another narrative, I agree. He's not best with the wedges. I'm a big Norman guy. I'm not sure I even get to him here, but I probably will do him in the Bombers lineup. I'm probably going to make a lineup with just all the Bombers. I think Norman fits that very well. Low 8Ks, I'm basically with you. I think Svensson or Shank are going to get a win as fall swing. Not many events coming up, but I do think one of them will get a win. So I love Svensson, love Shank. Noren just continues to play well. I'm not sure what is his history here.
Yeah, he's got 2 top 20s here. He didn't play last year though.
Yeah, I mean, let's just keep riding it. The price for this field, the price honestly isn't bad. I know he's like 78 last week, continues to perform. I'll keep going right back there. I love this low 8K range here. But that's mostly, I'm going to make it. Svensson's my top, and then give me Noren. I'm going to keep riding it. Then Cole, obviously. But yeah, gosh, this is a weird, there's not many names here. So you really kind of got a lot of names in this low 7K range.
The way ownership's projected, I think a lot of people are going to probably play at least 1 or 2 from Cameron Davidson up. I expect probably maybe people try and jam 2 of those guys up there. I'm not sure because you got Thigala and Cole as very highly owned, it looks like. And then you got Hideki, Sungjae Im, and then Xander. Xander's going to looks to be the most owned option on this slate at around. He could push 30%, I think it looks like.
That's probably why you're seeing all this dead range and like the 8Ks, high 7Ks, just a dead range, which I mean,
that's where we should start our build there.
Exactly. I like that. So talk about it. Talking about the high 7Ks, talk about all these leverage plays right here.
Yeah, there's just a lot of good upside here on this upper 7K range. Yeah, JJ Spawn there. He's got elite upside. He's really good. With the approach game there, he's almost gaining a full stroke with the approach there over the last 36 rounds. So I like JJ Spawn there. Justin Suh's got some upside. He's raw. I mean, it's a boomer bust play with him. I don't really like the price tag with him on this field type structure, but I think that'll keep his ownership under 10%. So maybe I sprinkle him in there. Garrick Hago can nuke it off the tee. He's a bomber. I worry about the irons though with him here. So I think I'll probably be underweight on him. I don't see Hago getting much ownership. He'll probably be similar to Sue or Suh with the ownership right there. Tom Hoagie's playing some great golf. Did miss a cut last week, but I mean, it was like one bad round for him too. So I mean, he can definitely bounce back as he was 13th and 14th the 2 weeks before that. And he's played well here. He's gotten better every time. He's played this event 3 times. He went 47th, 17th, and then 9th last year. So definitely like some Hoagie. He'll probably be around 10% too. So, I mean, you can just fit some of these guys in really easily. I mean, you could start a build if you wanted and go like Eric Cole, Noren, Hoagie, and then kind of fill it out with some other values in there too. I think that's an option there. I mean, there's some upside there. Ben Griffin, I played him a decent amount last week. It was hurtful there with the missed cut there. Definitely didn't see him missing the cut there with as well as he'd been playing. but he has been kind of boomer bust there. He's had 25th miscut, 20th miscut, 24th second miscut. So definitely a boom bust option there. Good price tag for him, still loading 7.7 here. He's fairly long off the tee. Good iron player. Matt Wallace, I just don't really ever play Matt Wallace, but he's kind of projecting well numbers wise. But I think I'll be off of him. I don't think anyone's going to really play him either. His ownership should probably be in that 4 to 7% range, I bet. So if you want to play him, it wouldn't take much to get overweight on him. And Callum Tarrant's a guy I've been playing the last 3, 4, 5 weeks. He's been doing well. I mean, he was 23rd last week, so he didn't like win you anything, but didn't kill you either. He can bomb it off the tee. He's a good off the tee. He's good with the iron, so he's a guy I'll be looking to here. The putter's hit or miss with Tarrant, so he had that. I think he shot 9 under on Saturday, and before his round, I seen on Instagram he took a picture with Paige Spranek, and then he goes out there and nukes right after that. So that was kind of funny. You got Mark Hubbard. Probably won't get to Mark Hubbard. Michael Kim. I'm a sucker for Michael Kim at times. He's had a couple good finishes, 18th and 5th, but there's a long list of miscuts before that. So know what you're getting into rostering Michael Kim. He's another guy that'll be sub 5% probably. I think he'll probably be 5 to 7% owned or 4 to 7% owned. Easy to get overweight on him. Nick Hardy can definitely hit the ball well off the tee. And one thing I'll be looking at too here is high greens and regulation. That's one of the things that the winners have all done well when they play here. They hit a ton of greens, then you get hot with the putter there. Nick Hardy's hitting over 72% of his greens last 36 rounds. It's one of the best numbers in the field here. The only guy that's better is Hogard up top, and then Shank as well is at 74%. So those two guys are at 74. Hardy's at 72% greens and reg last 36 rounds. My guy Taylor Moore is here. I don't think I'll get to him. Yeah, we'll just go 7.5, and then I'll hit on the other guys after you hit 7.5 and up.
I think Tom Hoagie's really interesting after letting people down last week. I'll definitely go back. The ownership looks fine. I think it'll come in around that 10-ish range, which is nothing to worry about whatsoever. 9th place, 17th place when he's played here. He's a fall guy, but he's still going to be a roller coaster even in his best time of the year. So, and Matt Wallace, I know people won't want to play him. Big T, it's a Big T guy. Big T loves playing him some Matt Wallace. I mean, he's playing well. He projects well. I still think people will just not want to play him. And he's got a 4th year, not last year, but the event before last. And he's been playing well this year too, like 23rd, 43, 7th. I mean, I'll play some gross ass grimy Matt Wallace in this kind of field and this kind of a weird event. I don't care to get a little bit weird there. Michael Kim, yeah, I'm a sucker for him too, but I just can't do it. I'd rather play Callum Tarrant. I'd rather play Ben Griffin, all these other guys. I'd rather play Akshay too. Kurt Kitayama, the greens and regulations is bad, but he's a bomber and he won the Genesis. You just never know when he's going to pop. He can always have a pop iron week. So give me some Kurt Kitayama. Nick Taylor, I think, that's too low. I really don't like a lot besides I'm really going to zone in on probably Tom Hardy, Matt Wallace, and probably Mark Hubbard. I mean, Mark Hubbard and Dahman, the two drums.
There's a question in the chat about Mark Hubbard. Alex was asking about Mark Hubbard. He's definitely an upside player. He hasn't really played the best here, though. He was 66 and 41st the 2 times he's played this event. He's definitely been hit or miss, though, as of late. I mean, you look at his recent form, miscut 6, 17, 66, miscut 10, 6. So definitely a great upside GPP play. He won't make my single entry or 3 max, but definitely a guy you need to sprinkle in there if you're going to MME, though. I think that the upside is definitely there, as we've seen throughout the last couple of months from Hubbard there. So yeah, I don't mind that at all. And the price tag's good there, 7.6K. He's not the longest off the tee, but he hits greens at a high rate too. 71.4% for him last 36 rounds for Mark Hubbard. So definitely don't hate the play there. I mean, if you're going to MME and play the larger field GPPs and stuff this week, but getting below that, I really don't see much that really jumps out to me either. I haven't been playing Akshay. I probably won't here either. I don't expect the ownership to be on any of these guys, though. Nick Taylor could see a little bit based off of the solid event last week, but he's been trending well. And he was Nick Taylor was one of the top 5 value plays on Big T's value sheet last week. He was playing really good out of the gate, kind of stumbled into coming in down the stretch, but 24th, 47th, 25th, 13th, he's trending in the right direction. So I think I'm going to have some Nick Taylor in my script. He's going to be sub 10%, easy to get overweight on him. So I really like Nick Taylor. Then the more I kind of dig into it, he's a good iron player as well. Excuse me. I do like Ryo here. I don't really know how to pronounce his last name. Not even going to attempt this one, but Ryo, 7.2K. He comes off a win in his last start. I really like him here. He's had some good recent form coming in too. He was 12th here last year. I think he's a guy that can surprise people here. Dude's just great tee to green. So I like Ryo there. Takumi Kananaya. I mean, he's another one of those guys that, I mean, he's a MME play for him. I definitely like Ryo over him, but he's definitely a guy you can look to. He'll be low owned too. I think both those guys will be fairly low owned. I think Ryo will see a little more ownership, maybe double of Takumi there, but I think they'll both be. I think Ryo will be like 8 to 12%, and then you can get Takumi at like 4 to 6% or something like that. Would be the way I would project the ownership there. I played a little bit of this guy after I swore him off earlier this year after several missed cuts, but after Cameron Champ had that top 10, I sprinkled him last week, and he comes through somewhat. Finished 18th last week. I mean, he's one of those guys that when he gets hot, you got to play him. When he's kind of a very up and down, boom bust guy, but when he gets things going, you got to play him for that 2 to 4 week stretch before he goes back into shitter there. So definitely like Champ. He's played well here too. Both times he's played, he's finished 8th both times. So 2 top 10s from him. Dude can just nuke it off the tee, which is probably why he plays this course fairly well. So Cameron Champ will be one of my heavily owned guys. Definitely going to get over the field. I think he could possibly see upwards of 15%. So I want to get overweight on Cameron Champ at 7-1. Taylor Montgomery, I played a little bit of him last week in the home event there, but not sure I'll get back to him here. The dude just cannot hit his wedges, so that's definitely an issue right here. He doesn't even nuke it off the tee that good either. Only averaging 295 over his last 36. Losing almost a full stroke putting. Not good off the tee either. So, yeah, I won't be playing Taylor Montgomery this week. Our guy Dialon Wu, he'll be low owned if you want to throw him in. I probably won't. I really don't see much else here. Sam Ryder's always a guy I love playing in tournaments, though, because he's always pretty low owned. I think he's going to be – I think he could probably push 10% here, though, but I love the upside of Ryder. He can hit the ball well off the tee. He's a good iron player as well, hitting 71.5% of his greens and regs the last 36 rounds. So Sam Ryder will be a guy I look to, but I mean, it could be a brutal day for me, but I think I'm going to be the heaviest on Cameron Champ though in this range, which usually doesn't end well, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing well. It's a bomber's paradise. I mean, if he fails you here, like, so what? We're not going to play. Once the season starts, we're not going to be playing him anyway, so we might as well get it in while we can, especially at a place like this. Like I mentioned, I do like Kirkiyama. I will play some Akshay. Nick Taylor, I love Nick Taylor here. Joel Dahman, 7th and a 13th. Talk about greens and regulations. He's one of the top of the field here. Love me some Joel Dahman. And I'll be right there with you with Mr. Cameron Champion. And then I have probably my most owned player as far as value is going to be down in the 6K range. But I really do like the low 7Ks in this range. I'll probably rank it Nick Taylor, Cam Champ, Kurt Kitayama, then Akshay for me. And then actually, no, I'm going to go Joel Damon third, right behind Cam Champ. Is there any shitbirds in this upper 6K range? I actually like a couple of these guys here. But talk to me if you have any Asian people you like or some of the Japanese people, stuff like that. The guys we don't normally see, they're on the Asian tour, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about some of those guys. Maybe you have the hidden nuts for us.
I don't know about that, but I think I'll have a little bit of Hayden Buckley in my script. 6,900. I don't see. I don't think many people are going to get to him. He'll probably be sub 5% for sure. So I'll probably have a sprinkle of him just based off of the top 5 he had here last year. I realize he's not in the greatest of form right now, but he played well here last year. So I'll have a sprinkle of him in there. Occasionally, I'll probably play. He was top 20 here a couple years ago. Coming off of a couple solid events there. He was 7th last week and then 14th a couple weeks back. So he's an option there for me. Matthew Neesmith, Katia Nakajima. He played well here in the 2 times he's played this event, 28th and 12th. So he's gotten better those 2 years. I'll have some of him. He'll probably be 5 to 8% ownership or something like that. I think some people will get to him. Matthew Neesmith was a guy I played last week. He was a soldier last week too. He made the cut, didn't really do that much with it. Finished 42nd last week. But he did well here last year. He was top 10 here last year. So I think he's definitely in consideration for me. And then Mackenzie Hughes has pretty good history here. 23rd and 4th the last 2 years here. Maybe I'll have a sprinkle of him. I don't see too much else down here. Like, I really don't want to try and just guess on some of these guys because maybe one of them will pop. But the majority, there's a very high likely that a lot of these guys will be at the bottom of the leaderboard in a no-cut event. So you need birdie makers and you need those placement points, I think. So I'm going to be pretty much off of all of these guys. You look at this guy, Taiga, 6.1, Simakawa. Dude, it looks like he nukes it off the tee. He's averaging 319 off the tee, so that's interesting. The approach play is definitely not good with him, though. So maybe that's like a 1% guy if you want to go with the bomber narrative there. I really don't see too much I really love, though, in this range, but I'll be mixing some of these guys in. Harry Hall's another guy that I'll sprinkle in as well. He'll probably be around 5% ownership or so. 6-7 for him's fine. Probably won't get to Lipsky. He doesn't hit it far enough off the tee for me, and doesn't hit as high of greens and regs for me. Davis Riley's interesting if you want to go that route. That's fine. 6.8K, but I really don't see too much that's just really jumping out to me that it screams. I gotta play this guy. I think I would try and, if possible, kind of in builds, maybe one guy in this range, if possible. I think I would probably set a rule max one of these 6K guys though.
Am I on mute? No, I'm good. So the guy's Hayden Buckley for me. I think he is getting healthy. I think it's just going to be something that just kind of pops one week. So Buckley would be my favorite guy in this range. I don't know what to do with the Mackenzie Hughes history. Like, he's not been good, but the history is solid. I'll make that decision by probably tomorrow at noon. I'm going to play Davis Riley and Hayden Buckley here and just try to chase the little bit of winning equity that is down here, I feel like, even though Davis Riley probably will never, ever win. But, I mean, gosh, we say this, and it's like every week, it's like Davis Riley is so cheap, he's so cheap, he's so cheap. Now we're in a limited field event, and he's still this cheap, and it's like, I have to do it. I mean, I just can't help it. Like, 28th last week is something to build on. He can spray it off the tee. Give me some Davis Riley. Let's see. Harry Hall bombs it off the tee. Hasn't played here yet, but I don't care. I actually will play David Lipsky. I know off the tee is kind of concerning, but good iron player. 40th here last year, but 6,700. Maybe it's more of a showdown play, maybe. But like I said, mostly down here I'm focused on Hayden Buckley, Davis Riley, Harry Hall, and then we'll kind of make the decision on what the hell to do with just playing Mackenzie Hughes, no matter how much he is or what event, just feels so gross. Not a big Mackenzie Hughes, doesn't it? Like,
I like to play Mackenzie Hughes on like tougher tracks too, or he's for whatever reason he's played his best on the tougher tracks there for some reason.
Yeah, so I like the little shout out to the Asian Tour guy, 6,100 bombs off the tee. What was his name again?
What's that?
What was the Asian tour guy's name again that played the event here? No, the guy that bombs off the tee. What was his name?
I can't really pronounce his name. It's Taiga Simakawa.
I just wanted you to pronounce it again.
Right
All
on.
right. You want to do a show core for the people?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, let's give the people a short core there. We can each pick one or each pick two guys.
All right, cool. You go first.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a value here. Let's load up Cameron Champ 7.1K and cross our fingers.
Okay. I'll do the same type of play. I'll go Hayden Buckley. So it's kind of get a little bit conservative up top.
Let me go. I'm gonna go Minwoo Lee. I like him at 9-1.
Oh man, it's so hard not to play Minwoo this week. Let me get Adam Svensson.
Yeah, that's all. I like him.
You can play the very chalky Eric Cole, and that would leave you with.
I like Shank there as well. I like them both.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you go Cole there, or just go Shank, and then you can get Hideki or Ricky if you want, but probably Hideki. So the show core will be Cameron Champ, Hayden Buckley, Minwoo Lee, Adam Svensson. Bonus core play, chalk play, Eric Cole. Leaves you with 9,800 per. You can play Svensson, or you can play Shank over Svensson if you would like. I'll probably will be rotating those, so I'm glad you pointed that out. Any other final thoughts for the Zozo? Once again, guys, tomorrow, locks at 7:45 tomorrow. So be ready for that. Get your lineups in. Got to have some PGA action. Any final words from you, Snyder?
Yeah, make sure to get your builds in before everything locks up there. There could be some overlay with the wild time there, so that'd be something to keep your eye on. But we'll have everything up over on Run for Your Sports as always. Promo code RPS15 for 15% off. The playbook will be up. The cash chart will be up. The cores, all that will be up. Showdown will be fully covered as well. We had some big hits in Showdown last week as well as the main slate. So we'll keep churning it out. And we've got football content every day of the week. Bruce is working on that college football playbook. We had a 3-gamer today. We got a slate Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as well. Then the NFL content just keeps firing away. So join the movement.
Yep. Guys, appreciate you watching. Those a little bit raw, but we were rushing a little bit, but we're still picking winners. It don't matter. It don't matter how it comes to you because there's still winners. Guys, I appreciate you watching. Good luck this week. Have a great weekend once it does come. Peace.